In recent months, two-time All-Star John Morant has repeatedly made headlines for all the wrong reasons. He's found himself entangled in a web of controversies that not only cost him 8 games but also a staggering $39 million in bonuses. Despite claiming to have changed for the better, Morant continues to spiral downward. Join us as we delve into why John Morant seems hell-bent on sabotaging his promising career. Understanding John Morant's recent behavior is no easy task. The Memphis Grizzlies star player has been mired in controversies that are tarnishing his young career at an alarming pace. It all began in the summer of 2022. In July of that year, Morant's mother, Jane, found herself in a heated dispute with a store employee at a Memphis mall. This incident marked the beginning of a troubling trend for Morant. The argument reportedly escalated quickly, with heated exchanges between Jane and the store employee. What made matters worse was when John Morant himself was called to the scene. He arrived with a group of 9 individuals, creating a scene that included yelling and threats. The situation took a concerning turn when they refused to comply with security's demands, raising questions about Morant's judgment and his ability to handle conflicts without resorting to confrontations. Just 4 days later, another disturbing incident unfolded in Morant's life. High school athlete Joshua Holloway claimed he was assaulted on Morant's property by John and his friends. This episode raises serious concerns about Morant's association with individuals who are prone to engaging in violent confrontations. Holloway went on to describe the altercation, revealing that he left the scene with a large knot on the side of his head. What's even more troubling is that Morant's sister joined in on the altercation, kicking and punching Holloway. The use of violence, especially by a prominent NBA player and his family, is deeply concerning and raises questions about Morant's decision-making and the company he keeps. Shockingly, Holloway further alleged that Morant brandished a handgun during the altercation. The introduction of firearms into the situation adds an alarming dimension to Morant's involvement in conflicts. It not only puts his own safety at risk, but also raises legal questions about the possession and use of firearms, especially in situations where they may not be warranted. As if this summer wasn't tumultuous enough, September brought another troubling episode into the spotlight. This time, it was an altercation involving Morant's sister at her high school in Germantown, Tennessee. While sibling conflicts are not uncommon, the involvement of Morant and his parents in this altercation is concerning. When students are threatened and the situation escalates to the point where law enforcement has to intervene, it reflects poorly on Morant's family and his ability to manage personal matters without resorting to aggression. Perhaps the most disconcerting aspect of these controversies is that the accusations against Morant seem to go unanswered for months, with little news coverage or public scrutiny. This lack of accountability raises questions about whether Morant was shielded from consequences due to his status as a high-profile NBA player. It also highlights potential shortcomings in how these incidents were investigated and addressed by law enforcement and the legal system. The controversies that have surrounded John Morant's career have raised significant concerns about his judgment, decision-making, and associations. These incidents not only threaten to tarnish his reputation but also have legal and ethical implications that should not be taken lightly. As we explore Morant's actions further, it's essential to consider the potential impact on his career and the image he projects to fans and the broader community. Not long after the series of controversies that marred John Morant's reputation, another incident unfolded, further complicating his career. This time, the spotlight was on a contentious altercation with the Indiana Pacers during a regular season NBA game in January. The incident began with a verbal altercation between Morant's father, T, and Pacers guard Andrew Nembhard. This altercation, while not uncommon in the world of professional sports, took a particularly volatile turn when both Morant and his close friend, often referred to as Pac, rushed onto the court to confront Indiana Pacers players. The sight of Morant, a rising star in the NBA, rushing onto the court during a game was shocking to many fans and observers. It's a breach of the unspoken rules of professional basketball decorum, and it risks not only the player's reputation but also the safety of everyone involved. The court is meant to be a controlled environment, and any intrusion into that space can lead to serious consequences, both within the league and legally. During the altercation, Pacers guard Chris Duarte and forward James Johnson also became embroiled in the heated exchange. The fact that Morant's actions drew other players into the confrontation only added to the chaos on the court. It was a scene that left fans and sports analysts alike questioning Morant's ability to keep his emotions in check during high-stakes situations. What happened after Morant and Pack were removed from the game added another layer of concern. Reports emerged that Pack aggressively confronted members of the Pacers party near their team bus. This post-game confrontation added fuel to an already fiery situation and raised questions about whether Morant's actions extended beyond the heat of the moment on the court. Perhaps the most unsettling part of this altercation was the claim that a person in and sub, in which Morant was supposedly riding, pointed a red laser at the Pacers bus. This action, taken in the context of the confrontation, led to heightened tensions and concerns about player safety. Some reportedly believed the laser was attached to a gun, and this misunderstanding amplified the already volatile situation. The NBA took these allegations seriously and initiated an investigation into the incident. However, after a thorough examination that included analyzing security footage, the league stated that they could not confirm that any individual threatened others with a weapon. Despite this, the damage to Morant's reputation and the perception of his behavior had already been done. The NBA's decision to ban Pack from attending games at the Grizzlies arena only reinforced the gravity of the situation. In summary, the altercation with the Indiana Pacers marked another troubling chapter in John Morant's career. It showcased not only his inability to handle on-court conflicts in a professional manner, but also the potential for off-court repercussions that can result from such incidents. As we delve deeper into Morant's actions and their consequences, it becomes increasingly clear that his behavior has far-reaching implications for his career and the league's image. One of the most concerning aspects of John Morant's recent controversies centers around his involvement in gun-related incidents. These incidents not only pose significant risks to Morant himself, but also cast a dark shadow over his promising NBA career. The first notable gun-related incident occurred in March 2023, just hours after the Memphis Grizzlies suffered a loss to the Denver Nuggets. Morant went live on Instagram from a Colorado strip club, and during this ill-advised livestream, he shockingly flashed a gun while singing along to a rap song by the artist Young Boy Never Broke Again. This incident sent shockwaves through the NBA community and beyond. The presence of a firearm in a strip club, coupled with Morant's behavior, was alarming to say the least. The gun's presence undoubtedly terrified some of the strippers and patrons present, creating an atmosphere of fear and insecurity. Beyond the immediate consequences, it raised serious questions about Morant's judgment, responsibility, and respect for the safety of those around him. While the police investigated the incident, it was ultimately determined that there wasn't enough evidence to bring charges against Morant. However, the NBA launched its own investigation as well, given its strict policies on gun safety. Taking firearms on team road trips is a direct violation of league policy, and Morant's actions in the strip club were a clear breach of those rules. Unsurprisingly, the NBA launched another investigation into this incident, and the Memphis Grizzlies took immediate action by suspending Morant from all team activities. The repeat offenses not only called into question Morant's decision-making, but also raised concerns about his ability to adhere to the league's policies and protect his own career. The gun-related incidents involving John Morant represent a disturbing pattern of behavior that goes beyond mere lapses in judgment. These incidents place Morant's career, reputation, and personal safety in jeopardy. The consequences he faced, including suspensions and financial losses, highlight the severity of his actions and the impact they have had on his career. It remains to be seen whether Morant will heed the lessons of these incidents and make the necessary changes to ensure a brighter future in the NBA. The burning question remains: why is John Morant seemingly determined to ruin his promising career? Unlike many NBA players who faced adversity growing up, Morant had a stable and supportive upbringing. So what drives him to engage in reckless behavior? One possibility is the allure of projecting a gangster image. Morant might be trying to prove something he's not, attempting to fit into a persona that doesn't align with his background. As John Morant's career hangs in the balance, it's clear that he's at a crossroads. The NBA is yet to announce the extent of his punishment, but it's evident that his actions have consequences far beyond financial losses. Perhaps in time, he will recognize the gravity of his choices and make the necessary changes to salvage his career and reputation. What are your thoughts on John Morant's recent controversies? Do you believe the NBA's looming punishment will be severe? Share your opinions in the comments section below. Thanks for joining us as we explored this troubling chapter in John Morant's career.